Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. In regards to Street Fighter, after last night's session, I don't want to have anyone be worried about the future of Street Fighter. Basically, in a nutshell, here's what happened last night. It was Friday Night Fights. I'm playing with Blanca, ranked master matches. People wanted more Blanca. And it was just not a good night. Overall, I would argue the connections that I had last night were far worse than the last 2 to 3 sessions I had with Blanca. Constant dropped inputs. I had a session, 220 to 30 milliseconds was the connection. Ranked match against someone much lower ranked than me. You can't even react to what's going on. You're doing, everything's delayed and stuff. And then the guy wins and he quits. So I lose an insane amount of points. And it just goes, boo! Like, what a difference in a situation and experience from the last few times I played the game. It was really disappointing because, you know, in Master Rank, it's hard to grind out those points. You got to win more than you lose. And this is a case where, you know, I worked my ass off to try to get to like 1550, and now I dipped way below 1500 within like a half an hour just because the game was not performing well online. And I'm like, so what the hell am I supposed to do? You know, is this going to be literally the situation whenever I play this game, is that I'm going to have one night where I have a really good experience and most of the people I play have good connections and I can play and we have good matches. And then I have another night where it's just a shit show for 2.5 hours and I have a bad time and I'm not having fun. Because that's really what's happening right now. The grind is real, but the grind is hampered by the game's online performance. And that's a bad thing, you know? And so there was a lot of rage. I mean, by the end of the night, at least I got back to 1500 ranking points again, which is the master rank, you know, where you start. But it's like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back, then fight your ass off to get back to where you started, and now the whole grind just resets. And that doesn't feel to me like anything productive or fun. Like when I'm playing a fighting game, I've told you guys this before. First of all, you have to learn how to be a good loser before you can become a winner. That's the truth. If every time you lose you get disheartened and frustrated and you never ever can accept a loss, you'll never get better. Now, I know a lot of people watch me play online and say, well, you don't really accept your losses. Well, I don't accept certain kinds of losses. If I'm fighting and I learn something during a fight, I'm playing a really good player who's doing something I didn't know that beats a strategy that I have, who's mixing me up, who's counterplaying me, and I see a strategy that I've never seen before, I'm like, whoa. Like, for example, I'm finding more and more playing JPs, okay? JP is super good in this game. And I think people slept on him for like 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden he started placing in tournaments, and now people are realizing that character is ridiculously good. Most of his normals have insanely high priority and combo into themselves for giant combos. It's ridiculous. The guy can jump around for free in the air, and you can't really do much about it. The most you could hope to do is trade with the guy, and if you trade, maybe you can get a juggle if you're Blanca, but for the most part, if he gets a hit in, that's it. You're getting eaten a giant combo or a setup to a combo, and it's very frustrating when you don't have a top-tier rushdown character that can stay in his face the whole round. It's really hard to beat, and that's something that I'm learning as I'm playing in the master rank, and I'm glad I'm learning that, because I need to know that, because I need to find a way to really beat him. I thought I knew how to fight him, and obviously, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't know how to fight him, okay? And I gotta learn that, and that's okay, by the way. That's totally okay. But when I'm playing online, and someone's playing a pattern, and I know how to beat the pattern, and I go to interrupt the pattern, or to shut down that pattern with my own, and my inputs are dropping, and my game just simply won't block high or low, or in the middle of a combo, oh, just don't give me my input. So now my combo drops, I'm wide open, and they punish that with like a 60 to 70% damage combo. You didn't learn. All you did was get annoyed by the game not working online. And this is happening a lot now. Like last night, that was like half my matches. And how am I going to have a good time and ever learn or improve when the game just won't agree with me? And it's weird because I've told you guys this. I've definitely noticed that this abso-freaking-lutely is happening a ton on Friday nights. And it's weird. Why only Friday nights are the connections that bad? And the only answer I can have is because more people play on weekends. The servers are more loaded. Capcom servers can't handle that many people playing at once, so the netcode's worse. I know that sounds stupid, but that's how it works. I keep telling people that's how rollback netcode works. The rollback netcode, it struggles a lot with certain situations. It absolutely does. If you have a situation, and sounds really weird, but it's absolutely factually true. If you're playing against someone online with rollback netcode, and you guys have a better connection, like let's say it's 20 milliseconds, okay? The person who literally does the most ad nauseum repetitive gameplay, like jab, 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 they will get their moves out 9 times out of 10. If you're the kind of person that waits to see what they're going to do and then counters them, your move will not come out as often as the person who goes jab, 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 jab. Because when there's less time of buffer between the match, because 20 milliseconds, right? What it has to do is make that determination faster. It has to actually figure out what's happening on a faster basis. And when it does that dice roll, and it says, well, the person who just pressed the same button 7 times in a row, likely they did that more often than the person who tried to counter it, and maybe they timed it perfectly. So just give the odds over to the person mashing jab. And it does. That's exactly how rollback netcode works. 1,000,000%. It's pathetic. I had a situation where I was fighting a Rashid, okay? And the Rashid was standing mid-screen spamming Fireball. I was waiting for it. When he did it, I did level 3 super. My Blanca stood there with his arms behind his back like this and stood there, did nothing. He didn't move. He didn't even do a kick. He did nothing. He acted as if I had never done any input on my joystick or pressed a button. That's rollback netcode. That's why I don't like it. At least when you have delay-based netcode, the game runs slow, but at least it reacts to what you're doing just late. With rollback, it just eats the fucking input on purpose to say, oh, look, now the game looks good. Well, it looks good, but now I can't get anything I'm doing. So why the fuck am I playing? And that's what it feels like playing this game on Friday nights. And it's incredibly frustrating. And I didn't feel like I got anywhere last night. Like, I had like 2 or 3 solid streams where I felt like I was improving with Blanca. And not to say that I didn't maybe refine my game a little bit more last night. I think what I'm learning with Blanca is the spacing a little better. I'm learning the spacing just a little bit better where I can grab from the perfect distance. Where someone, is maybe fooled into trying to do a punch. I grab the punch, I could do that. It's getting a little better at that. But outside of that, it's just incredibly frustrating that here I am 5 months into playing this game. And it's like, is it even possible to improve playing online with these connections? Or have you hit the wall where now the only way to get better at Street Fighter 6 would be to go to an offline event? It could be, and I'm not going to an offline event. I have no plans to go to an offline event. I'm someone who's solely playing these games online, so is that it for me? Well, I never improve because this is what the game hands me when I try to learn. It just continuously drops inputs and doesn't do what I tell it, so why would I keep playing, right? And it's frustrating because last night I got really frustrated, and I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to play this on Friday nights anymore after this experience. And I actually had a couple people freak out. They were like, no, we love Friday night fights. Don't cancel Friday night fights. It's one of our favorite things of the week, and we come by every Friday night to support and to watch you. And it would really, be disappointing to us if you dropped Friday night fights. And I'm like, well, I guess we'll see. So, in reality, I'll be honest with you guys, I am kind of annoyed at what happened last night, and I want to give it a rest. I am going to play Street Fighter 6 again one more time this week, and that's it. I'm not playing it as much this week. I actually need a break, because last night pissed me off so bad that I'm like, I just need to step away from it for a few days and do other things. Okay? And then come back. All right? I'll come back, refreshed in a few days and try again. That's what I'm going to do. All right? So, thanks to those who watched last night. Apologies for the fact that literally half the matches you could see I had stuff going, then all of a sudden, stuff drops, momentum destroyed, that's it, I lose. And for my frustration and rage, it happens. When you're someone who understands the game and wants to get better and you're trying your hardest and the game just literally just spits in your face 50% of the time you press a button, it's pretty disheartening, man. It is. Anyway.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.